As a woman, are you sick and tired of people telling you that you're too emotional? Welcome to Tuesday Talks with Darlene. Of course, I'm Darlene. Today, I want to talk about having a relationship with yourself through the eyes of the sacral chakra. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I love the chakras. They are the basis of everything I do because they are within us. We don't need a tool, we don't need to do a certificate or anything at all. They are within us. And you can tell I love the chakras. If you're watching, excuse me, if you're watching the video, you can actually see I've done paintings of the chakras and they're up behind me. Now let's have a look. Having a relationship with yourself is something that I want you to come up with a definition of what it means for you. And I also want you to come up with the ideas of what your needs are and how you're actually meeting them. Because this is how we have a relationship with ourselves. We meet our own needs. We don't rely on anyone else to meet our needs. Because when we meet our own needs, the relationships we have with other people are so much more profound, deeper, and much more, I want to say the word balanced, because we can have a relationship where we are the ones doing all the work and the other person's just sitting back thinking, oh man, how good's this? Even in friendships, that happens. Those are the friendships I'm letting go of, and it's beautiful, like it really is. And so the sacral chakra is where the emotions sit. Now, a lot of people think it's elsewhere. Yes, it is. Emotions can come anywhere. I start off with the foundations though. The what I call the Earth Connection Chakra, which is actually in the core of Mother Earth. It is that chakra right in the core of Mother Earth. That is the one that we ground to first. Then we come upwards and we ground to the chakra that people say are under the feet. And then I talk about the root base chakra being the second grounding one. Because for me, the other chakra, it's bypassed because I go straight into the earth as a core of Mother Earth, Earth Connection Chakra, straight up into the root. And that is really solid because when I imagine the trunk, like I imagine it as a trunk, and the roots are so thick. And that's what happens for me. And that's why I love the Earth Connection Chakra. Then we go into the root base. I call it the root base. Some people call it root, some people call it base. I went, okay, let's call it the root base. And then we go up into the sacral. And this is why when you go into the core of Mother Earth, you're able to feel that beautiful hug, which can bring up emotions. And that's why the emotions will then come up through the root base chakra and then sit in the sacral for you to understand what's going on, for you to realize what's going on. Now, this is where our creativity can sit as well. So, when you feel your emotions and you understand them, and they are at a level that is feeling right, that is not to the extreme or under, then the creativity is so much stronger. It is powerful. And right now, I am actually heating up because talking about creativity, talking about my chakras, I am on fire. This is what can happen, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't do anything to deny it because if I deny that, I'm denying myself. And this is me having a relationship with myself. I'm not denying anything. I'm not denying anything. This is also where we have intuition come in. People think, oh, intuition's up here, up in the crown, the third eye. Yes, it is. Again, we need the foundational chakras because our intuition can be working. Yet, if our foundations are not strong, we are going to doubt everything. We are going to fear things. And that's why I keep talking about the lower chakras first. Always them first before we move up. Now, this is where honesty sits as well. How honest are you being with yourself? Talk to yourself. What's going on? Why are you having those thoughts? What's happening? It's hard to be honest with yourself sometimes. It really is. Because it's making us take a step back and look at ourselves. Look at what we're doing, how we're communicating, what we're doing in our business, what we're doing in our life. Something to think about. This is where, judgment can come in as well. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I don't judge anyone. I don't judge this. I don't do that. I'm here to tell you, bull. Every single thought is a judgment. Everything is a judgment. You are judging how far you're going to go for a walk today. You are judging what you're going to get to the shops. It is all judgment. And so people say, I'm not judging. Everything is judging. It's when it gets negative and it gets nasty, that's when things need to change. Because if you're being critical to yourself, if you're judging yourself in a critical way, then that's not having a healthy relationship with yourself. Time to think about it. What are you saying to yourself? How are you judging yourself? This is where our beautiful sensuality, sexuality, and I'm not talking about having sex with someone else or yourself or anything like that. I'm talking about the emotions, the feelings of that. That comes first. When you can feel that within yourself, then the sexual relationship you have with other people, I don't care who it is, nothing to do with me, even yourself, is so much deeper. The I don't need to go into it. You'll know. You will know. If you've had that relationship, you know. This is also where flexibility comes into it. How flexible are you with yourself? Are you so rigid that you go, okay, I need to do this on that day, this on that day, this on that day. I've got to rest here. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Um, someone might ask you out. No, no, I can't, can't. How flexible are you? Because if you're so rigid with yourself, you're not going to feel your emotions so well. You're not going to have that self-awareness that you need to have. You're not going to have situational awareness. It's something to think about. We don't need to be so rigid. We can be flexible. And this is where the relationships sit. So this is why looking at everything to do with your own self-relationship is very important. We get energy here as well. The energy comes in through the Earth Connection Chakra. It comes in through what I call the Soul Lunar Chakra. I've got plenty of videos on that. You can check it out. And then it comes in that way. So it's coming in both ways. Again, foundational. The energy is so much more powerful if you've got these foundations beautiful. Now let's have a look at when we're not aligned, not balanced. We become dependent on others, because we're not feeling the emotions. We're not we're not having that sensuality, that sexuality. We're not having the pleasure that we have. I mean, have you ever just done something and it's been so pleasurable? You've gone for a walk and suddenly discovered a waterfall, or you've gone along to the beach and you might have seen a dolphin or a fish. That pleasure. You're dependent on others to help you understand your creativity. You're dependent on others to help you with your intuition. You go, okay, this come through. Is it my intuition? When you're balanced, you don't need others to tell you what your intuition is. Yes, I teach this. When you get to a point, your intuition will become so natural. You're not dependent on others to help you be flexible. And this is where loneliness can sit. When we don't have that pleasure, we don't have the energy, we don't have the relationship with ourselves, we can feel lonely. Now, I'm single. Am I lonely? No, because the relationship I have with myself is so beautiful. I don't feel lonely. I don't need to feel lonely. And that's why when I seek out other people, the loneliness isn't there, because I'm in such a beautiful space. I don't need to feel lonely. This is also where our emotions can be imbalanced. So I talk about all emotions being beautiful. We're a human being. We are going to feel emotions like anger, frustration, jealousy. Now, those are emotions. When they get to an extreme, that's when things are not what we want. We don't want to be so angry that people are afraid of us. We don't want to be so jealous that the relationships we have are broken. We don't want any of that. We can still feel angry. Something might happen and you might get angry. It's okay, sit with it, but don't stay there. Because if you stay in those emotions, that's when it can continue to compound and get worse. And this is where you can feel overwhelmed and then you procrastinate. And you might even feel unworthy. Now, I'm not saying those things for you to go, oh, look at me. It is the awareness. I keep talking about awareness. Thank you very much for listening to the beautiful self-relationship through the sacral chakra. Wishing you a beautiful day wherever you are in this world.